Hi guys, thanks for checking out another video. In this one, I'm just going to do a quick overview of my very first week at law school. Osgoode Hall Law School, that is where I go. It is my first year. I am what's called a 1L student, and this video is going to be just about an overview of orientation and then my first week of classes. I'm technically in my second week of classes now, but the first week of classes was a bit different from how our weekly schedule is going to be for the rest of the year. So thanks so much for clicking on another video, and this is going to be all about life at law school. So here we go. Is off because they're transition lenses, so since I'm out on my balcony they looked like shades, so I just wanted to take them off so I could not be distracted by them. And so law school started with orientation week. They called it O Week for short. It was with an Avengers theme, so this is what our little booklet looked like. It was a lot of fun, but it was also so busy, you guys. There was just event after event after event. And people who know me in real life know that I am an introvert. I am not that social butterfly who wants to go out and meet people and, introduce myself to people. So the thought of orientation week was just like very overwhelming to me already, even before anything started. Just the thought of having to meet so many people and do so many activities was just, I was not there for it at first. And I actually had somebody who is now graduated from Osgoode, but she told me, like, bare to my face, I'm not even kidding, her exact words were about orientation: you are going to hate it. That's what she said to me, straight up. You're going to hate it. So I wasn't going in there with the best state of mind, but also one thing that I definitely wanted to do with this whole law school experience was to be more social. Because when I was in my undergraduate studies at York University, I barely spoke to anybody. Like, I didn't even go to Frosh Week at all. I was just there to do my work, get my degree, and get out. Like, I didn't care about the social aspect. That wasn't something that was important to me. I didn't really see the value in it, but I definitely wanted to change that because now I do see the value in it. So let's just get started talking about orientation. So orientation technically started a week before our first classes started, but even that is not 100% accurate because while orientation events were going on, we also had classes. So I think that's also something that added to the stressfulness of orientation. It's supposed to be this fun, light, frolicky school spirit, rah-rah, let's meet everyone, let's all be a team, but it was like extremely stressful just because there were so many events and we still had classes to go to later on in the week. Yeah, so I'm just gonna get started by giving you guys just kind of an overview of what orientation week was. So the theme this year was Avengers. Last year it was Harry Potter. I heard from a few upper year students who I talked to. Personally, I probably would have been a little bit more excited about Harry Potter, but Avengers was cool too. And I was in section D. The sections go from A to D. I was in D, and we were team Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't remember, I think another team was Iron Man, I think another one was Black Panther, and I think another one was Black Widow, if I'm remembering correctly. I honestly only remember my group because that's the group I was in. But orientation started August 22nd with a huge welcoming assembly. And when I say huge, it's held in what's called the Moot Court at Osgoode. I think it's the biggest lecture room. There's 2 stories to this lecture room. It is a huge hall, and it was stuffed with students. Literally stuffed. Students, we're all wearing our colorful little t-shirts that we got to kind of designate what group we're in, and it was just a room full of students, and we listened to a bunch of different speakers congratulating us on getting into law school, giving us a bit of a pep talk about that, letting us know from their experiences in law school, because many of them were lawyers. We heard from an Indigenous chief, which was really interesting as well. Osgoode definitely places a big focus on Aboriginal studies and how law encompasses that, and it was a great start. And then we did tours of the campus. As I mentioned, I did my undergrad at York, so I was kind of familiar with the rest of the campus. Interestingly enough, our tour did not include some, what I would say are key aspects of Osgood. For example, the bookstore, where we needed to go to buy all of our books. That was not part of the tour. Lockers, where we need to go to find our lockers. Also not part of the tour. So yeah, that was interesting. We kind of had to figure out those things that I would say are pretty key on our own, but it was fine. I mean, I guess they can only show us so much, but I felt like our group could have showed us more of actual Osgood than the rest of the York campus then. And then after that, we had, like a lunch where I met a bunch of people, and we all got on the subway and went to Old Osgood, which, if you're not from Toronto, Osgood Hall, located in downtown Toronto, at what is now the Appeal Court, and is now a very extensive law library as well. But now we're up at the Keele campus to kind of facilitate a bigger student body. But I kind of wish that Osgood was still in downtown Toronto, because then I could get to campus in like 15 minutes as opposed to the 45 that it takes me to get there now. But whatever, it's all good. And then after that, we had a pub night. That was really fun. The pub night was really fun. It was a great opportunity to meet everyone. And then the day after that, on the 23rd, even though that was such a full night, I think I got home that night at 11, and y'all, my bedtime is 10:30. So for me to get home at 11:30, I was done, considering the day started at 8 a.m. that day. That first day, jam-packed, so jam-packed. Filled with information, getting our student cards. A friend and I went and signed up at the gym at York, which I'm so glad I did, because I went to the gym the other day and there was a lineup out the door of people trying to sign up for the gym, because now like all of the classes at York are in full swing. During orientation week, it was just Osgood students there for the most part, so the campus was very quiet. Yeah, so we had the day after that, the Friday, August 23rd, we had a beach volleyball and board game session, which was incredibly fun. At the start of that day, was like, I am not a sports person. I don't play any sports. I don't follow any sports, so this is not going to be my thing. I thought I was going to go there and only be involved in the board game portion, but then I actually had a lot of fun playing beach volleyball and was better at it than I thought I would be. So that was great. No regrets about going to that. It was exhausting. I had sand in my hair for a long time after that, trying to just wash it out. Took a long time, but still, it was a lot of fun. And then we had a boat cruise. So guys might remember the video that I posted a while ago where I went to Center Island with my old law firm. It was kind of essentially the same thing. We got on a really nice boat and just kind of went around Lake Ontario. Really nice seeing the sunset from there. Again, getting to talk to different people who weren't in my section, because it was a black and white attire theme, so none of us were wearing our blue or red or green or yellow team t-shirts. We were all just kind of dressed normally for the first time. So I got to meet and speak to a lot of people who I hadn't spoken to yet. And so that was really fun. And then after that, there was another on land party. So you guys can already see, like, orientation was jam-packed, and that's just the first 2 days. The Saturday after that, there was another trip to Center Island, and then a pub crawl, which I did not go to because I had already kind of had it by that point. I had met a lot of great people, made a few friends, and so I was like, okay, I'm fine. And then there was more events on Sunday. The tour of the ROM, which is the museum here, which Matt and I have been to several times, so I decided to skip out on that, especially since it was extra money on top of the, what was it, $70 for orientation? Yeah, I'll mention that too. Orientation was not free. Apparently it was in years past, but this year we all had to pay $70 to be involved in orientation week activities. And then Monday, the 26th, classes started. So for the first week of law school, we only had 2 classes. We had ethical lawyering in a global community, and we had legal process. That might sound easy to only have 2 classes, but when I say that for ethical lawyering, we got assigned so many readings, y'all, I was reading more articles, chapters of books, excerpts of studies than I have ever read in my undergraduate degree. I coasted through my undergraduate degree, barely having to do any of the readings, and just it was just really easy for me. But law school is a different creature altogether. I did not feel comfortable not doing the readings, which is why I skipped out on those Saturday and Sunday events that I mentioned to you, because I was like, I gotta read, because like, you know, we had our syllabus posted online so we could see what we needed to do to prepare for the first day, and to prepare for it I needed the weekend to start those readings and stuff. So orientation started on August 22nd, which was a Thursday, and then Monday was our first day of classes, but orientation was still going on. So even though we had these 2 classes that we had a lot of readings for, and you know, we had to go to the class and be ready to participate and stuff and actively engage, considering that, there were still other orientation events going on, which in my opinion was a bit much. I feel like orientation should have kind of stopped on the Sunday before, you know, and then just let us focus on classes, because it ends up being a situation where you have to choose between doing your readings or going out and being social. And I mean, that's obviously something that's going to come up, you know, in school anyway, but to you know, make you have to make that decision so early on in the process, I felt like was a little bit much and not really fair, in a sense. I don't know, I don't want to complain, I'm not complaining, I'm just saying it was a lot. Like, orientation was a lot, and it should have stopped before school actually started. You know, I feel like that's kind of the point of orientation week. You go the first week, you meet people, you have a great time, and then you're ready to just focus on school, instead of having to still focus on orientation and on school. So, you know, in addition to having our classes, which went from 9:30 to 2:30, usually in that first week, we had other orientation events to go to. So we had a financial services seminar, and we had a karaoke and trivia night. And then there was a mandatory tips and tools of how to navigate L1 on the next day. And then there was, you know, open houses for clubs that they strongly recommend that you join, and it was a lot, you know, dealing with O week, and with classes, and with clubs, and with tuition. A lot, guys. It was a lot. But it was also really fun, and I have no regrets about going to orientation week. You know, I didn't feel that great about it right off the bat, but I made so many friends and so many great connections that I have absolutely no regrets. I had such an amazing time at O Week, but at the end I was exhausted. And orientation was great because, you know, we got a little swag bag that had a lot of really neat stuff. It had some stuff that we could read. It had some gum and candies, and it had some gum, some candies, a really nice kind of notebook thing. Trying to remember what else was in. Some little stress balls, stress relief toys, which are definitely going to come in handy. So, you know, for paying $70, we got, you know, a really nice t-shirt with our team thing on it, and then we also got this swag bag with a lot of really, it's a huge clubs fair, also kind of a part of O Week / going on while we were in classes. A huge clubs fair where you could go to these different booths and tables, and they would tell you about clubs. I've already joined a couple. I'm in the Black Law Students Association, very excited to be a part of that, very proud. And then I'm also in the Laws Club, which is an acronym for Law Action Within Schools. And it's a program. Students at Osgood go into high schools and kind of mentor kids who are thinking about going to law school someday, just giving them somebody to talk to. It also provides like tutoring services for kids in high school, or the ability to facilitate like presentations and stuff to those students. So I'm already a part of that. Very excited to get started. I'm very nervous. It's been a long time since I've been at a high school or spoken to high school students, so I'm very nervous, but I'm also very excited. And, you know, definitely one of the things that I wanted to do in law school was to get out of my comfort zone. Like, honestly, as a lawyer, I'm gonna be speaking in public a lot anyway, so might as well get used to it now and not, you know, try to not feel a way about going up and speaking in front of people as much as possible. And also because, you know, participating in class, you gotta, you know, put your hand up and add something meaningful to this, to the discussion. The easier it is to do that, you know, the easier, or I guess the more practice you get doing that, the easier it'll become to speak in public. So that was kind of why I wanted to join that one, and also because it's just a great organization. I wish in high school that I had actual law school students who I could have spoken to about the process and everything. And one other thing I wanted to join, there's a community legal aid clinic at Osgood, wanted to be a part of, but I just feel like I'm gonna wait until the winter semester to join that, because you can do that. You don't have to join right away in the fall. You can wait until winter. I think I'm gonna wait until winter, just because I have so much on my plate right now with the readings and with just trying to get through this first semester, that I didn't want to add another club kind of on top of that. And that's a 3-hour-a-week commitment. You have to do intakes with clients and stuff like that. So, you know, it would have been a good chunk of time. So I just wanted to kind of like take it easy, you know, not try to do everything in this first semester, because it's not necessary, right? Like in this first term, just try to get my footing, get used to being a law school student and what that means, not only academically, but for my personal life as well. Students was telling us, like, whatever made you an interesting, happy person before law school, do not let go of those activities. You know, keep doing them, because if you just let law school be everything that you do, you will burn out, and burning out is not going to be good for you academically or personally. So that to say, I just mentioned that to say, like, going to the gym, some of you guys might know, I would go to the gym 5 days a week back when I was working. It was so easy for me to go 5 days a week. I would just go, I would take my lunch and go to the gym instead of just, you know, eating at the office or something. I would just go to the gym, work out for a good solid 40 minutes, and then come back to the office and just eat my lunch at my desk. Like, it worked so well for me. I could go Monday to Friday, absolutely no problem at all. What I am going to be struggling with the most is just dealing with the reality that I will not be able to make it to the gym 5 days a week without fail. It's just not possible. There's just not enough hours in the day, and just being like, you know what, that's okay. It's okay. I'm not going to keel over dead just because I'm not going 5 days a week. It's that was my usual routine. You know, 5 days a week. I was very proud of that. I was really happy that I was able to keep that up for so long, and now I just feel like it's all imploding now, because I didn't make it to the gym today. I did go yesterday, and I'm planning to go tomorrow. So it's just like making concessions like that. I know I'm not going to be able to make it in every day, and that's okay. Like, I just have to, you know, it's just a reality of going to law school. You do have to budget your time, and things that I had time to do that I didn't even have to think about, I'm not going to have as much time to do those things. But, you know, still, you know, making time for Matt and I, my fiance. For you guys who don't know, Matthew is my fiance. We still, you know, go out on the weekend. We take our dog Teddy for walks and stuff, and we go out to eat sometimes, and even just go for walks together, watching TV together, playing video games together. We still do all of these things, even though I'm in law school, and most of my evenings are just reading. So, you know, just keeping those activities that you loved, that made you happy before law school, is very important. It's very important to keep doing those things. Most of the upper year students who I spoke to were like, getting through law school is not about getting through the 4 years of it. It's about getting through the first year. The first year is going to be the hardest year, because you're learning all of this for the first time, right? Like, this is it's a whole new environment. It's a whole different way of having to study. It's a whole different way of listening to lectures and stuff, because like I said, undergraduate studies, I majored in criminology. It was a cakewalk. It was so easy. I breezed through. I never really felt stressed, and never had to pull an all-nighter or anything, but law school is a whole different beast when it comes to that. So, you know, just getting that in my head, you know, it's going to take some time, but, you know, it's only the first week. So I just keep trying to remind myself of that. It's only the first week, girl. Like, take it easy on yourself. One thing actually happened where I wasn't able to finish all of the readings I needed to do for one class, and I was telling Matt, like, oh my God, I'm already behind. Like, I feel like I'm already messing up. Like, how am I already messing up? And he was like, well, no, you're not messing up. Like, have you ever been to law school before? No. Have you ever had to do like readings like this before? No. So you're not messing up. You're learning. You're learning how to do it. That's all it is. And it's like, yeah, you know, it's a learning curve. Law school is a learning curve, and it's not the same as undergrad at all. So just getting that in my head, like learning to take it easy on myself and to not put so much pressure on myself right off the bat, because that's just not going to be good long term. And like, that to say, like, even like what that means for this channel. I mean, obviously this is by no means a huge channel. Hi to all of you guys who watch every week. I think I have, like, I average about 30 views on my videos right now. I'm so happy about that fact. Honestly, like, thank you so much, all of you guys who watch. I really appreciate it. But I started YouTube as a way to give myself something creative to do outside of work, because, you know, for a long time I would just, you know, go to work, come home, and then watch TV or play video games, and that just gets so old after a while. So that's why I even started this channel, to give myself a creative outlet. I wanted to learn video editing and all of that stuff, and so YouTube is actually one of, you know, the hobbies that I like to do that keeps me sane. But now I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep up with the posting once a week schedule. I already missed 1 week, not last week, but the one before that I wasn't able to post anything because orientation just had me all messed up and I just had no time to do anything else. So, you know, there's going to be weeks when that happens, when I'm not able to post a video because I'm not able to take, you know, the 2-3 hours I need to go through the footage and edit it. But that, you know, that's just gonna have to be okay. You know, I'm just gonna have to be okay with that. I won't be able to always post every week, but I really hope that you guys, you know, still check in with the channel from time to time. I am, you know, getting married in October. Matt and I are getting married. We're going on a Disney cruise. I'm so excited about that, so I'm going to vlog the heck out of that trip just so I can preserve the memories and everything. And, you know, of course, getting married is very exciting. I kind of feel like with the pressure of starting law school, not that my excitement about the wedding has been diminished, but I just haven't been able to think about it that much. I just haven't had any room in my head to think about the fact that I'm going to be married in about a month now. What's the date? Yeah, in just under a month, I'm gonna be a married woman. Oh my God, to the man of my dreams. So I'm really happy about that. That's a thought that I use to keep myself sane. I had something to look forward to. Not excited about missing class to go on that cruise, but, you know, the wedding was planned before I got into Osgood. So, you know, I just have to work around it. I've already spoke to the dean when she kind of talked about if people need accommodations for exams and stuff, and I was like, well, what if you just need accommodations for missing a class? And her basic response was, people miss classes. You're gonna miss a class every once in a while. I mean, as long as you do the work that you need to hand in, you're fine. You know, you can get lecture notes from a friend. A lot of the lectures at Osgood are recorded so that we can go online and listen to them if we weren't able to attend class, so I really, really appreciate that. And then kind of the last thing that I wanted to let you guys know about Osgood in particular as a law school is the professors, the dean, the associate deans, they seem very invested not only in our academic success as students, but also in just our general well-being and mental health. So there are a lot of resources available to us as law school students to go and speak to a counselor if we feel stressed out, to you know, book a room where we can sit for 30 minutes in silence and just breathe. There's free yoga every Monday to help you, you know, kind of take that load off, and there's just all kinds of resources, and it's so easy to book them, or to even just walk in and just be like, I need to talk to somebody, or I just need to, like, just cry for you know, 20 minutes. If you need somebody to talk to, somebody to vent to, somebody to just, you know, cry in front of, all of those things are available to us as Osgood students, and I really, really, really appreciate that they provide those kinds of services, because obviously, you know, counseling and stuff is expensive, and when you're already paying so much for tuition, not all of us have the funds to go out and, you know, get a therapist to talk to about feeling anxiety, stress, feeling, you know, imposter syndrome, which is, I'm sure, something that a lot of my peers felt. But, you know, sometimes it just feels like you're the only one in the room who doesn't belong there, you know. But it's like, we all belong at Osgood. We all got in, and so, you know, just by virtue of being admitted to the school, like, I belong there, we belong there. You never have to worry about that, and everybody kind of at some point is going to feel that, like they're the one person in the class who's not getting it, but that's, like, never true. There's, you know, who knows, because you can't tell what other people are thinking, right? So that's just kind of the thing that I try to bear in mind, and I am probably going to make use of those services, because law school is stressful. It's already stressful, and it's only been 1 week, so I definitely know I'm going to be taking advantage of a lot of those resources. The free yoga, heck yes. For me, I use the gym as kind of a meditative kind of thing to kind of come down from the day. anytime that I can't get to the gym, I hope to take advantage of the free yoga on Mondays, or even just going for longer walks and stuff like that, just to like, you know, keep my health where it is. And yeah, so you know, that's 1 week at law school. I hope I gave you guys some useful information. If any of you guys are thinking about going to law school, if you've already got in, if you're already past 1L, leave me a comment, because I'd love to talk to other potential law school students, or, you know, people who are law school alums who are already gone through this and can offer useful advice. And already all of the upper year students are just like so warm and welcoming and so willing to give advice and, like, you know, just share their insights. So I really appreciate that, and I really hope that I can be that to somebody else once they're starting next year. It helps a lot. It helps a lot. And yeah, so I have got to get off of here because I have a paper that I need to write for ethical lawyering. I've already kind of drafted out my thoughts, but I was hoping to get a draft done today. It's due next week, and I am hoping to get it done by tomorrow. So I'm going to sign off here. I also have to go shower and get ready to go to an Osgood event tonight for the Black Law Students Association. We're having a karaoke and bar night, so that's going to be a lot of fun. I already have, you know, friends who I'm meeting there. So I'm really excited about that, but I gotta go get ready. So thank you guys so much for checking out this video. Like I said, leave me a comment down below, any questions that you have, or any anything that I didn't cover that you'd like to know about law school. I'd be happy to try to answer as best I can. Like I said, it's only been 1 week. I'm not an expert by any means, but I survived my first week of law school. So you know, I can give any information I can give, I would love to give. So thank you so much, guys. Like I said, I don't know when I will be able to post another video. I'm hoping to keep up with my once a week Saturday at 5 p.m. schedule of posting, but we'll see. Sometimes I know I just won't be able to do that, and obviously, you know, school takes priority over So we'll see. I hope I get to talk to you guys again soon. I hope that not all of my videos have to be just me sitting in front of the camera and talking to you guys for a few minutes, because, you know, I like, you know, filming when I'm out, when Matt and I are out doing something interesting for you guys to see. But it just had to be a sit-down video this week. That's just what it is. I'm hoping to do another one in the near future talking about wedding planning and stuff, particularly wedding planning as it relates to having your wedding on a cruise. So that's going to be another video that I'm going to work on. So hoping to keep up with my once a week schedule, but, you know, we'll see how long I'm able to do that. So thank you guys again so much for watching. Let me know any comments, questions you have down below, and I'll do my best to answer them. And I will catch you on the flippity flip. Bye, guys.